Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City transfer update. Before we crack on this video though, remember, as always, if you're interested in staying in the loop with all the daily Manchester City transfer updates, make sure you press the red button, subscribe and press the bell and put your push notifications on. You can go and check out my social media, which you'll find in description below and popping up on screen. Leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video. I'm going to first up talk about the ins, and we're going to talk about Harry Maguire. Now, Sky Sports were reporting yesterday that Man City and Man United, they're continuing to chase Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire, this is the important bit, won't be forcing a move to Manchester City, is what the article was saying, but it said both clubs were chasing a deal worth around £65 million. Now, the Times, they were reported that Leicester, they won't entertain anything under £75 million, which would see a record fee for a defender. So that's what they're looking for. And like I've said before, Maguire is a very good player, and I would like to see him at Manchester City, but for a world record price, that to me is far too expensive. City, they're basically getting ripped off. So to me, I'd look for alternatives in my opinion, because £75 million, it's an extraordinary amount of money, and to me it's just not value for money. And so with Manchester United chasing him, I'm sure that Leicester will be demanding more and more, and that field just continue to rise and rise and rise. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think this deal isn't viable for Manchester City unless that price comes down. And with Manchester United sniffing round and Maguire not forcing the issue of him wanting to join Manchester City ahead of United, I just don't see how that is possible, of City getting the deal for around 60 to 65 million pounds. It'll be 75 to 80 million pounds, trust me, and City will not entertain that. So have to look for alternatives. Now, a contingency City had aimed for, basically, in terms of Joao Cancelo, which I've got an update on, which I'll give you in a moment, was Wan-Bissaka. You can take that off the table now, because he's set to join Manchester United. He's booked in for a medical. I'm not sure if he's had his medical already, but I know he's travelling up to Manchester for a medical with Man United in a deal worth £50 million, which is a £45 million upfront fee, and also £5 million in add-ons, which is near enough the same price that City are chasing Cancelo for. And so, seems to me the only option City have got now is Joao Cancelo or Danilo. Stick with Danilo. So we'll have to wait and see what City end up going for. But a homegrown option now in Wan-Bissaka, no longer on the table. United have ended up sealing that signature. So that's that. Now, I do have an update on Joao Cancelo, and I can confirm, unfortunately, this deal has stalled. Now, some sources in Italy were reporting it. Sam Lee were confirming it yesterday, that basically this deal won't be done until we've got some confirmation on Danilo's future. The trouble is, we've got no interest in Danilo at this moment in time. Inter Milan and Juventus were interested, but they've never followed up their interest with a concrete offer or asked for like a second inquiry, or ended up following up their interest with anything else. It's just stayed at interest, and that's it. And so we're struggling, really. I mean, if we can't sell Danilo, then we can't sign Cancelo. I was thinking that City might sign Cancelo, get that signing sealed, because Juventus, I know, we're looking to try and sell him before June 30th. This must be something down to financial fair play, surely. Why there'd be a specific date on that, and not at any point in the summer, I don't know. But apparently they were reporting that Juventus are that desperate that they were willing to get to around €50 million that City were willing to pay to get the transfer done. City are in a situation, though, that we need homegrown players. Danilo's already registered with Manchester City, so we'll need to sort his situation out first. And City, I told you, they don't want to be stuck with Danilo, have no interest. They end up having three right backs, because one of them, well, Danilo will probably have to miss out on a squad registration spot, which just isn't on. So we'd have to sell him, and if there's no interest there, we can't sell him, so he'll end up being dragged through like Mangala, like Joe Hart and everything. And City obviously trying to learn their lessons and get this sorted before we end up bringing a player in. This sounds to me like it's going to drag, but the news is, at this moment in time, Cancelo doesn't seem like he's joining Manchester City anytime soon, unfortunately. Now, we've got a new name for the ins. We're getting linked with Mario Hermoso, that's how you say his name, 24-year-old centre-back from Espanyol. Now, I thought Atletico Madrid were going to release his clause to sign him. However, Duncan Castles, the most reliable source that there is out there, is saying that Manchester, I'm being ironic by the way, City are interested. Yeah, I don't know a lot about him, so if anyone has ever seen him play for Espanyol, then do let me know what you think of him in the comments below. But considering he's played for Espanyol, 24 years old, kind of the right age that City would go for, and also seems to be getting linked with moves to Atletico Madrid. He must be some kind of good player. So City are getting linked along with him also. Whether City go in for him or not is another matter. But like I said, they'll be looking for alternatives to Harry Maguire. The one big bonus for Harry Maguire was he was homegrown. So something's got to give here. You know what I mean? Like, a homegrown player needs to be brought in. Like, Wan-Bissaka would have been a good option if Cancelo fell through, you know, because he's a homegrown player, but we missed out. So it's a bit frustrating now. I'm not too sure we're going to be signing a right back, but we do definitely need a centre back, you would think. Now, Spanish sources have been speaking about Rodri, and they're going to say City, and they've been saying, sorry, that Rodri's going to sign for Manchester City next week. They were reporting that it's not going to be a €70 million straight up fee, but rather something a bit different being agreed by both clubs, where City's going to pay a little bit more than his release clause, which is €70 million. So there's reporting City are going to pay roughly 75, maybe even €80 million, which would be a record fee, by the way. They're expecting Rodri to be a record fee for Manchester City. That will be paid instead, and that will be paid in yearly installments rather than just one straight lump up fee. So it's probably all to do with financial fair play. But yeah, it seems that maybe we'll be getting Rodri next week, so stay tuned for that one. If we are getting Rodri, that would be fantastic, bringing in Manchester City's first senior signing. Now, last but not least, in the ins, City have been linked, or continue to be linked, with Everton Soares of Gremio of Brazil. £40 million deal, apparently, but that's according to sources in Brazil, and I'd be very surprised if City actually ended up going for him. There's like lots of sources in Brazil were reporting this, that City are ahead of the queue, they're trying to get the signature done and everything, but I know from sources close to City that they're simply not interested in signing an attacker this summer. So I'm not sure where the fabrications have come from. To me, a potential fake news. My gut feeling's telling me fake news, City aren't in for Everton Soares, but my gut feeling isn't always right. But to be spending £40 million on him for a player that, to me, we don't necessarily need, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I know people are going to say that if Sane leaves, we'll need an attacker, but it's the same as the situation with Cancelo and Danilo. Players have to leave first before we end up signing players, so I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on to the outs, because it's quite an interesting outs video, this one. But Bayern, they've been reporting in Germany. Bayern Munich, they're going to turn their attention. Apparently, they've made a bid for Barcelona winger Ousmane Dembele, and they're set to end their pursuit in Leroy Sane, which is good news if true. I can't stop thinking how Bayern Munich's kind of upset the apple carts here, really. Tried to goad Leroy Sane in, trying to do their typical horrible approach, particularly from some of the players that's been under the influence from their president and that, talking about Leroy Sane and bigging him up and everything. But it's been quite clear for weeks that he's not been interested in this move. I mean, I first reported on that about 3-4 weeks ago. Yet it's continued and it's continued. Yet he's insisted he's happy in the Premier League and he doesn't want the attention of a big money move to Bayern Munich. He doesn't want the pressure of it either. Like I said in the last video, 1 or 2 bad games, they'll be right on your back, and it's a lot of pressure. Not all when players want to be in the limelight, they just want to work hard, and that's hopefully what we'll be able to get from Leroy Sane. Now we've got a Mangala update, the forgotten man. Sources in Turkey, they've been saying that Besiktas want him. Listen to this. City want €3 million for him, small fee. Besiktas are only willing to pay €2 million. So we're haggling over less than £1 million, or haggling over €1 million, looking at about £800,000-900,000 here. I have no words, really. I mean, why he was put on a new deal just to try and sell him and then haggle price, and we'll move on. Anyway, the Sun and the MEN, the last bit of the news, this one, by the way, they've been reporting about Aro Muric. I said yesterday he's got a decision to make, Nottingham Forest or Preston North End. Apparently his decision's been made. He's set to go on a season-long loan to Nottingham Forest. That's his decision, apparently. So once we get confirmation of that, I will announce it to you first fast. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, press the bell and put your push notifications on, aiming for 4K subscribers. Any help towards that would be much appreciated, less than 100 away. Thank you everyone for the continued support and subscriptions. Also, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Go and check out my social media links, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen. Go and check out my Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next Manchester City daily transfer update. Waiting for some updates. We've still not got any ins. I'm getting concerned. I'm not really. I'm expecting a real busy July. Obviously, we've got big events coming up this weekend, new kits being announced and everything, so we're just going to have to be patient and get through it. Might have some interesting outgoings, but hopefully have some more good news for you tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So it's been JSGC. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.